show you another way. So put your glasses on, nothing will be wrong. There's no break, there's no fame, it's up to you.
Beserk is an anime that has almost every qualification of a perfect anime. It has great characters, it has a great story, the animation is fantastic. So where does it go wrong? Well, first, what is Beserk about? It's an action, fantasy, horror anime. It takes place in feudal times, so there are lords, kings, knights, and there's a war that's been going on, and it's been going on for, well, approximately 100 years. And until these last few years, the Tudor Empire has held the upper hand. It is only due to the appearance of Griffith and the Band of the Hawks that the tide has begun to ebb. Now, Griffith is a young mercenary who leads a seemingly bunch of children into battle. But because of Griffith's dream and charisma, they've never lost a battle. He wears a strange necklace called the Egg of the King. And those who wear it, well, they're supposed to be destined to become king. Then you have Casca, his number one. She is a superior warrior, fights alongside him all the time. She really has no dream of her own. Her only dream is to be with Griffith. They even go as far to describe her as Griffith's sword. But neither of these characters whom the story is about. That would be Guts. Guts is the definition of a warrior. He was born from a corpse. He killed his surrogate father, Gambino, and he has been killing ever since. He really isn't happy unless he's fighting. It's when he encounters Griffith that his life changes, but not by choice. You see, this asshole named Corcus decides to attack Guts because Guts has just earned a lot of money for killing someone in battle. He figures Guts is just a boy. He got lucky. So when Griffith is just like, I don't care what you do, he and two other men attack Guts. And it isn't more than a wink of an eye when Griffith is sending Casca to rescue him. And she can't hold her ground against Guts. Finally, Griffith gets into the battle, defeats him, and basically winds up owning Guts. Now, I don't want to go much more into that part of the story. I do want to mention that there are some amazing side characters. Pippin, Ricket, and Judo, and they do an excellent job of developing these characters, even though they are far from the main focus of the anime. So I gotta give the character development in this an A+. The animation style is excellent, detailed, strong, realistic. There are no puppy dog eyes, no oversized breasts that look like watermelons. It doesn't rely on panty shots to get you off. And yes, girls, there's nudity, and yes, guys, there is nudity. And even though it has nothing to do with the animation, I gotta strongly emphasize, watch the extras, they're fucking hilarious. So the animation style also gets an A+. Now back to Guts and the plot. The story is really about the next 4 years of Guts' life. The relationship he develops with the men, Casca and Griffith, his accomplishments in battle, and my god, there are some amazing battles in this story. The problem is, well, it doesn't end. Without going into great detail, you are, as I said, led through the next 4 years of Guts' life. In that time, you see the rise and fall of Griffith. And to understand what happens to Griffith, you're going to need to watch. But Guts and Griffith's fate are very closely intertwined. So Griffith's issues greatly affect everyone in the anime, especially Guts. Ultimately, the problem of this anime is that it never ends. You don't know what happens to Guts. You get an idea from the very first episode. Yes, the very first episode is really the end of the anime. Okay, so when you watch the first episode, you're seeing the end. Just to give you an idea of how this kind of wraps around. So as much as this is a phenomenal story, excellent animation, really enjoyable, the story only gets a B. Now, there is hope, folks. There is hope. There is apparently a movie in the works for spring of next year. So maybe we can finally get some answers to what happens to Guts, Casca, Griffith, the whole Band of the Hawk. My recommendation is not only to watch, but to own this phenomenal anime. It is a near-perfect anime, getting a B+ only because of how it ends, which, well, it never does. So next up, since we're entering into October, and traditionally October is my month to go through horror anime, we're going to start taking a look at some horror anime, new, old, this, that, and the other thing, and we'll see what we come in. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to review. I got a couple I got to even watch before I can review them.
That's been the problem. Is there's just so much to watch. And to be honest with you, after the next block of anime we get through of this current season of summer, I'm only seeing 2 this coming fall that look anywhat interesting. So, and we all know Shana number 3 is one of them, and this other one I can't remember the name of, but the simple fact is it just looks really sparse coming this fall. Wonderful, right? So we might wind up with a lot of classic anime reviews. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Anyway, thank you for watching, and here's a peek at Beserk for those who are here on Blip TV. Thank you.